I'm Abby Gibbs. I'm class of 2025. I'm an engineering psychology major and I'm on the swim and dive team. Everyone at West Point has to take 2 semesters of a language. Towards the end of the second semester, you just apply for the IAD program where we have just had briefs about look at these people who went to Brazil last year. So I just applied because I thought it would seem fun. We went to 3 different cities within Brazil. So we started off going to Salvador, which is the farthest east in South America, and then we went to Manaus, which is deep in the Amazon, and then we went to Rio to finish off. We started off in Salvador. While we were there though, we stayed with individual host families, so there was about 15 cadets that went on the trip, and each of us had our own host family, so we all were split up for those 4 days. So I was staying with about an 80-year-old woman. I stayed with her, ate dinner, breakfast, went to language classes for those 4 days. And then in Manaus was more of a fun experience exploring the Amazon, and we got to meet and visit a bunch of different Amazonian communities. So we took boat ride, went to meet them. We saw the jungle school. It's similar to ranger school here in America. We walked around, they have a zoo because a big part of the Brazilian army is kind of protecting the Amazon, and that was kind of their main focus in that station in Manaus. So we walked around, they introduced us how their army survives in the jungle and talked about how they see leopards. They showed us the very basics of that's kind of the composition of their rainforest and how their Brazilian army survives. And then we finally went to Rio. We visited their school that is similar to West Point, which is their engineering school. We were also able to go to their language school, which is also in Rio. We got to meet and talk with a couple of their very high-ranking military officers, and then we met with a bunch of Brazilian officers and NCOs as well. I think the coolest part was visiting the Amazon, just because I'm a big nature person. I think it just has given me perspective on other countries' militaries kind of interact with each other and how they train, because we learned about how their military academy and how their lives are. We compared it a lot to West Point, and it was pretty different. But then again, their people and their students and cadets were very similar to us. They're still young adults. The importance of being able to travel, especially here at West Point, kind of appreciating the time that you're able to kind of represent both in the Army but also West Point.